Yeah, that's them. That's them being stupid. I'm not choosing it. I didn't make these choices. They did. They're making those choices, but somehow I get lumped into it. Somehow I get pulled into it. And I'm like, leave me the hell out of it. There are disagreements, and it's healthy to have a disagreement, and you have to resolve it in a healthy way. They're not looking at it and going, oh, in my marriage, I'm gonna treat this person like my best customer.
Hey friends, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a wonderful day. It is Monday, June 26, 2023. On Friday, we discussed how Kody Brown had completed this cameo and he sang a song, a parody, where he said that he was a man of wives with no wives. And I discussed how I was like, does this mean that Kody and Robyn have split? Does Kody have no wives? Has he been kicked out? What's going on? Are there troubles in paradise? Well, I have some tea, and there's no divorce filings, so not yet. And for right now, it seems like Kody and Robyn are absolutely miserable, and he has a lot of control of the family. And I had someone reach out to me who happened to run into them on Wednesday of last week in Kody, Wyoming. That's right, visiting, I'm assuming, his family. He has a brother that lives in Kody, and then his mother lives in Lovell, or sort of like in between Powell and Lovell. It's a ranch, and his other brother Scott, lives out on the ranch as well. So Kody and Robyn and the kids are spotted in Wyoming, and all is not well. And we're gonna just dive into it because let's do it. Before we do, can you please do me a big favor and give this video a thumbs up? Also, please subscribe to my channel if you have not yet subscribed by clicking on the subscribe button down below. Make sure to click on the bell so you get notified of any time I go live or new content loads. If you have something to say, make sure to leave a comment and share this video with your friends. Last week, I was told, actually, by someone that contacted me yesterday, Kody and Robyn and their kids were in Kody, Wyoming. What were they up there doing? Well, they were apparently at the Buffalo Bill Center of the West, which is a museum in Kody, Wyoming. So it's a museum that has 5 amazing museums of the Wild West under one roof. So according to the Buffalo Bill Center of the West's website, it has 5 museums under one roof. Their families get included in their admissions. They can review all of the different museums. There's apparently, it says there's plenty to see at the Center of the West. Explore Plains, Indian cultures, trailblazing cowboys and cowgirls, classic and modern Western artworks, and more. Of all of the galleries share the uniquely thrilling stories of the West. No matter how much time you spend with us, you're covered. Center of Admission is good for 2 days. So they have a Buffalo Bills Museum, a Plains Indian Museum. There is a Kody Firearms Museum, Draper Natural History Museum, and a Whitney Western Art Museum. And then they have special expeditions. So they have various events. They have like animals. It's not far from the Yellowstone. So it's a place where you can learn about the Wild West. So Kody and the kids were apparently there. Now check this out. Kody and Robyn are traveling at this point, according to my source, with all 5 children. Mind you, only a couple weeks ago, Kody's daughter Savannah had graduated from high school, and Kody and Robyn would not make it to her party in Utah. So an entire party was thrown, a huge bash for Savannah celebrating her graduation from high school. Kody and Robyn don't go. But only a few weeks later, they are able to make it up to Kody, Wyoming, and they are apparently visiting family. On this day in question, the kids are there with Kody and Robyn, and apparently this is what the source said. So Kody and Robyn arrive at this museum, and my source says that her father-in-law sees Kody and knows Kody, apparently. Now, she doesn't see this. This is like what her father-in-law told her. But Kody and his family are known of in this area, whether it's Kody, Lovell, or Powell. It's not a very far away area. It's like a half an hour from Powell, where the Browns used to live. And the Browns compound with their bakery and the polygamy stuff is well known in this area. And they're also not super well liked. And so apparently this guy goes up to Kody, and he's like a Christian, and he is trying to hand Kody a brochure on Christianity. Now, I don't know about you, but when I'm at a museum and I'm doing my thing, the last thing I want to do is be approached by someone who is trying to convert me into Christianity. So obviously Kody was not taken into this, was not apparently very happy with being approached by this guy. And he apparently, according to my source, told the guy, like, nope, I'm good, I'm fine with my beliefs, I have my beliefs, it's good. So Kody is not a Christian, he is still a fundamentalist Mormon, and he didn't want anything to do with the Christianity. The woman said that she does not, like, agree with what her father-in-law does, and so for her, you know, she sort of marked it as something that was just, like, kind of embarrassing for her. But obviously I said, well, did he know that he was doing this because he wanted to, like, get Kody out of this cult? And, like, basically, yes, they wanted to offer a different opportunity to Kody that wasn't this cult that they were in. Anyways, after that, Kody and Robyn are apparently in the museum, and they are not looking very happy. They have scowls on their face, according to the source. They don't look very like excited to be there. Kody is sort of like pulling Robyn around. She's holding his hand. They're off looking at artwork and looking at different art in the museum. And then the kids are sitting by the bench, not looking at the stuff in the museum, and are bored out of their mind. Typical family gathering, right? Typical going on a family trip with your teens and your early 20s. What I actually thought was kind of weird here is that Kody was with all of the kids. It's like Robyn was not able to travel anywhere if she can't bring her 3 kids. Like, if she were to possibly leave the 3 kids at home, Aurora and Dayton and Brianna, mind you, Dayton just graduated from college, and Brianna is Aurora is 21 years old, and Brianna is 19. They could theoretically stay home and just be fine because they're adults, and they're all on this trip with them. And I'm like, is the nanny there? No, there's no nanny. But the kids, the older kids, their responsibility is to watch Ariella and Solomon. The way that they described it is they ran into them multiple times on this event, and during that time, Robyn was not paying attention to the kids, not interacting with them, and relying on her oldest kids to watch the younger kids, and they were all bored. So at some point in time, the kids are sitting out at the bench, Brianna, Aurora, Dayton, and then this woman is there with her kids, and then they have a foster child that's a baby. And they're sitting there with their baby in the stroller, and apparently Ariella gets really excited and wants to see her and say hi to the baby. And so Ariella is like running up and super like boisterous and like excited to see the baby and like just saying hi. And the woman said that they had a very pleasant chat with David, about, you know, said Ariella really likes babies, and, you know, they said that Dayton was very pleasant, very cordial, polite, kind. And then the older girls just sort of like were sitting on the bench, kind of ignoring everything. When the baby waved at them, they got excited and kind of waved back at the baby. But Ariella was just so excited to see a baby. And apparently Dayton told this woman, like, my little sister loves babies. So with Ariella bouncing off the walls and super excited, Kody and Robyn somehow come back over and they see Ariella talking to the baby, and Kody flips out. Now, I don't know about you, like sometimes when you've got a kid and you're a helicopter parent, you don't want your kids to be touching a baby. Well, apparently, now mind you, Dayton was there with Ariella and no one was upset. Kody grabs Ariella and is like right in her face and is like, don't touch the baby. And she said it was just like so forceful and like so unnecessary because it was fine. And then he was like, get your fingers out of, like, don't touch the baby's face and don't look at the baby's face and get out of the baby's face. And, you know, they're still like pretending like they care about this COVID thing and germs. And Robyn doesn't like it when people are in babies' faces. So, and the woman told Kody, no, it's fine. Like, she wasn't touching the baby's face. She wasn't in the baby's face. And then he just like pulled Ariella away and was like, didn't even acknowledge the woman and just left with Robyn. Robyn, mind you, was just standing there, wouldn't acknowledge the woman, didn't even look her way, just looking down, ignoring her kids. And Kody's just like pulling Robyn around and pulling Ariella. As they're going through the museum, Ariella keeps seeing this baby and wants to like say hi to the baby, and the baby and the woman is just, they're just with their own kids, and her kids are like the same age as Ariella and Solomon, so they're all like kind of trying to play together. And Kody's just like not having it, and he's trying to push Ariella away and like patting her on the bottom and like making sure that she doesn't interact with this family. And she just said it was really weird because she kind of felt like she made a point of not acknowledging who Kody was. Like, she knew who it was. Like, she said, I knew it was Kody Brown, and I knew it was Robyn Brown, but I did not want to tell them that it was Kody and Robyn Brown. I just was like, whatever. I didn't want to give them the satisfaction and be like embarrassed, and I didn't want to put them on the spot. And she said that she felt like Kody was coming up to her thinking that he was going to like impress her, like show her who he was, and that she would say, hi, I love this show. And when she didn't say that, she said that's kind of when like his demeanor sort of flipped out. She said, it seemed like he was more mad that I didn't acknowledge who he was and that I didn't like notice who he was. And that sort of like, it was her impression that like he wanted her to like sort of figure out like, hi, Kody, and like be all excited. And when that didn't happen, his attitude just like flipped out. So the narcissist wasn't getting the source that he wanted, and so then he's pulling the baby and the kids away. I did ask them, I said, so is Ariella like a super sweet kid? Does she act sort of immature? Like, she seems like she kind of acts like she's younger than her age. And she did mention that, you know, my kid, she said her daughters were 8 and 9 years old. Ariella is 7. She said Ariella was definitely acting like a lot younger than 7, less mature than her daughters, but still a super bright and like vivacious and happy little girl. So David was super nice, Dayton, and Ariella was like all over it, right? But Kody, because her impression was, I didn't acknowledge who Kody was, and so Kody got annoyed. Her impression of Robyn was Kody was pulling Robyn around, like controlling the whole family, controlling, like being sort of like this dictator, having the entire family like under his control, and that Robyn was only paying attention to Kody. So if you wonder why Robyn has a nanny or kids helping, it seems like Kody wants Robyn to give him all of her attention. And so someone else has to watch the kids so that Robyn can focus on Kody. He needs his supply, and apparently he wasn't even that happy because the kids were bored and not interested, and then Robyn's like just being quiet. So I was over on my on the Pinterest, and I noticed that Brianna recently had pinned something, and I just wanted to kind of point this out, that I think that she might be getting cued into the fact that things with her parents are just not normal, because she pinned this. It says, children who feel they cannot engage their parents emotionally often try to strengthen their connections by playing whatever roles they believe their parents want them to be. Although this may win them some fleeting approval, it doesn't yield genuine emotional closeness. Emotionally disconnected parents don't suddenly develop a capacity for empathy just because a child does something to please them. People who lacked emotional engagement in childhood, men and women alike, often can't believe that someone would want to have a relationship with them just because of who they are. They believe that if they want closeness, they must play a role that always puts the other person first. So it seems like Brianna is starting to make some connections about the fact that there's a disconnect emotionally between her and her parents. And when I posted it, I was like, well, this sounds like Kody. But then a lot of other people were noticing that it kind of could sound like Robyn too, because the girls do seem to play a role for Robyn, and Robyn does at many times, although she says she's connected to them, doesn't seem connected to them. There was a scene where they were talking about how Kody can't do this thing because, you know, he wants to be home with you guys, and especially the little kids, and you guys are going to miss him too. And Aurora and Brianna were like, yeah, I guess. You know, it didn't seem like they really were that excited. And even with the adoption, if you remember this, Brianna and Dayton were just sort of like, lukewarm about it, and Aurora was like over the moon about it. So I do feel like this could be about Kody as well, because Kody lacks the ability to connect with any of his kids because it's all about him. And it does seem like if the kids play the role of being the perfect child or dote on him or like worship the ground he walks on, he loves them. Like he loves Aurora because she was obsessed with him, right? He loves the little kids because they're obsessed with them. Once they get their own opinions, he doesn't like them anymore. And I don't think Robyn has the ability to connect. And I think this is actually a symptom of these really big families, because if you think about it, in polygamy, Kody doesn't grow up specifically in a polygamous family, but as they get older, he does. But he does grow up in a huge family. I think he's got like over 10 siblings. And then you've got Robyn, who comes from a family with multiple wives, a lot of kids as well. And so there's not enough time with mom and dad. And so they don't get enough emotional connection with their parents as children, and then that goes into their adulthood, and then they might not be able to emotionally connect to their kids, and then they also have a lot of kids. And so there's so many kids and there's so many people that the inability to connect emotionally with anyone is difficult. So I really do feel for the kids, and I feel for the kids that they are on a family vacation as adults. Like if they wanted to go, sure. But I get the sense with Kody and Robyn that they would make them go. Like they wouldn't let them stay home. And in terms of like, are Kody and Robyn split up? At this point, no. Is there problems in their relationship? I would think so, yes. The fact that every single time I've seen someone that has seen them out together in the last several months, Kody is always angry, like always. And Robyn is just sort of like doing her best to keep it together. So that's the story on them. So they can go to Kody, Wyoming. They can visit his family, but they can't make it to Savannah's high school graduation party to celebrate her graduation. And then you've got Brianna and Aurora that are like bored, and Brianna saying she doesn't know how to emotionally connect with her parents. Tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Bye, guys.